Pisces, welcome to your weekly Sidereal Astrology forecast. This is for September 19th to the 25th of 2016. I'm Athen, and this is for Sidereal Astrology. If you are new to the channel, be sure to check out the link down below because the signs are different. All right, so Pisces, this week we have essentially Mercury, a big player, going direct and trining up to Pluto in the process. So there is this shift taking place, and a lot of this has been what has been an emphasis this month on your sixth house. We've had the North Node here. That was the location of the solar eclipse. And now we got Mercury going direct here. So things have been and will continue to unfold that have to do with your work, have to do with your routine, your daily activities. For some of you, your regimens, your diet, self-improvement. All of this is just such a great place to be putting your conscious attention. It's really the life path for you for the next year, year and a half with the North Node here. But with Mercury going station here Wednesday and Thursday, there is this pause. And I think it's a great time this middle part of the week to reflect on what you've learned these past couple of weeks about your work, about the importance of routine and time management, energy management, and personal development. Because things are certainly moving forward for you. And with the station, it's a good time to just sort of pause and reflect and see what you've learned and maybe now implement some of these things going into the rest of the week. So with that being said, Mercury's trining Pluto both in his ingress and egress of that station. So this is making it a very powerful Mercury direct. And I think there's a willingness to make some change here, which is what Pluto's all about. You know, getting deep, making change, transforming. And again, all of that has to do with the sixth house. So very positive there. A lot of this has been with the changes that have been going on with your career over the past many years with Pluto in the 10th house. So it could be something that's positive there, maybe supportive with the productive life and discipline and all that. That could be supporting you in making whatever changes you might be considering this week regarding those daily activities. So give it time. Wait for Mercury to get out of his shadow in a couple of weeks. But certainly some things here to pause with, to think about that what we've learned and start to implement with, again, that flexibility of trying new things in this area. Now, as we approach that station, Venus will be sextiling up to Mars. So on a minor note, there's a bit of synergy at the beginning of the week. And that some of this could have to do with relationships with Venus there in your 7th house. In fact, relationships are quite activated for you. You've got the Sun and Jupiter here in that 7th. So on a greater scale, this is plenty of opportunities for the next year and a half, roughly, to connect, to form new relationships, continue to develop existing relationships. You know, the energy of Jupiter is just quite positive in that we might just feel good, but it's an excellent time to actually put in the intention and put in the action, the work there to cultivate your relationships at the moment. But it's all surface. It's all fun. It can be enjoyable with these two planets here. But the Sun here is suggesting there could be a focus on relationships. This is going to be the area of the new beginnings next week with the new moon. So things are certainly moving forward in that department. But all in all, I think focusing, learning about relationships, and enjoying your relationships are the three big factors with that. And I think on Monday you could be feeling that support to do so. And maybe to expand your horizons a bit, since Mars will be in your 9th house, maybe motivated there to study some philosophy or go for a walk, connect to nature, those kinds of matters. So then after that Mercury station, we are going to have Mars going into your 10th house, starting this new phase now of perhaps a bit more motivation for your work or your career. So that'll be for the coming month. Good motivation here, and I think particularly next week, you'll feel this bit of increased energy. Mars at the top of your chart, Sun's making its way to the top of your chart, so this is good. And I think a great way to unlock that energy is through productive things. Career, public stuff, productive things, you know, anything that does require that big picture perspective. All right, so that's a good shift. And then I do want to mention also that the Sun is going to get closer to your ruler Jupiter there, going towards Monday. So it could be a good weekend for, again, seeing the potentials there with those relationships. And it could be a great weekend for connecting with those relationships as it has been. But particularly Sunday, as the Sun gets very close to that Jupiter, could you be feeling maybe a bit inspired there as well. All right, so that is the week in a nutshell. Definitely an emphasis on Mercury. I also want to mention, too, there's this lifting up of a fog Saturn squaring up to your modern day ruler Neptune could be giving you guys actually a bit of a break, because the eclipse cycle this whole month has had this aspect, and with a ruler squaring Saturn, sometimes it can feel like we're blocked or restricted, and even with Neptune, sometimes just generally uncertain about how things are going, but that's lifting. And I think by the second half of the week, you'll probably feel this lift of things become easier to implement and move forward with, and maybe even clearing some things up, a bit of clarity. But yeah, Mercury station, that's the most significant thing this week. Things moving forward for you, I think, with the work, with the routine, with the health, the diet, the regimens, maybe some home things, home matters, location, family, health even, and maybe even the relationships as well, since Mercury does rule that 7th, and you've got all this positive energy in that 7th house. All right, so Pisces, have a great week. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.